The sharp echo of claws scraping against cold metal broke the silence of the school hallway. It was after hours, the building eerily still, shadows stretched across faded posters and empty lockers. The janitor had long gone, their halls empty except for one figure, Officer Daniel Reeves, standing frozen, watching his partner, K9 Unit Ranger, a 5-year-old German Shepherd, pour frantically at locker number 319. The dog's growls deepened, ears perked, nose twitching with intensity. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Daniel's heart raced. He had been trained for drug searches, bomb threats, even crowd control, but never had he seen Ranger this desperate, this frantic. The dog's claws clanged louder as he whined and barked with a raw urgency that pierced the emptiness around them. White right pointing backhand index if you believe in kindness, second chances, or the unshakable loyalty of animals like Ranger, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Justice on Paws. Together, we can honor their silent service and bring light to hidden truths. Just 48 hours earlier, the city had been rocked by the news of a missing child, 12-year-old MIA Sanderson. Quiet, artistic, and deeply sensitive, MIA had gone missing from Edison Middle School without a trace. Her backpack had been found in the art room, her phone turned off, her last text a simple, "I'm scared," sent to her best friend minutes before she vanished. The case had gone cold fast, and parents in the community were paralyzed with fear. Rumors spread like wildfire, kidnappings, trafficking, even supernatural theories. But Officer Daniel, who had worked in this town for over a decade, trusted his instincts, and more importantly, he trusted Rangers. Ranger wasn't just any police dog. He had been rescued from a shelter 2 years earlier, scarred and silent after being abused by his previous owner. Daniel had chosen him when others passed him over, drawn to their haunted eyes that mirrored his own pain. Daniel, a widower, had lost his wife to a drunk driver and had thrown himself into work to fill the emptiness. In Ranger, he had found more than a partner, he had found purpose again. And now, watching Ranger scratch like his soul depended on it, Daniel knew they were on the verge of something big. Breaking protocol, Daniel used a bolt cutter to snap open the locker. The metal door swung open with a groan, and what they saw made his blood run cold. Tucked inside, behind books and loose papers, was a hole crudely carved into the back of the locker wall, leading to a dark, narrow crawl space. The stench was awful, damp, moldy, metallic. Ranger barked again, more insistent this time. Daniel dropped to his knees, flashlight trembling in his hands, and peered inside. There, at the very edge of the beam, was a tattered red hoodie. Mia's hoodie. The crawl space led to an old maintenance tunnel that hadn't been used in years. As Daniel and Ranger moved carefully through the grime and cobwebs, the German Shepherd kept his nose low, tracking the scent with unwavering focus. Time felt warped down there, like they were chasing shadows, but then, a soft sound. Breathing. Whimpering. Huddled in a corner, bruised and dehydrated but alive, was MIA. She recoiled at the flashlight, blinking rapidly, her eyes red and swollen. She clutched a stuffed rabbit, dirty and torn. Ranger immediately approached, his demeanor shifting from alert to gentle. He lowered his body and nudged her softly with his nose. And then, the unimaginable happened. MIA reached out, buried her face into Ranger's fur, and sobbed. Daniel's throat tightened as he radioed for backup. Later, in the hospital, the story unraveled in fragments. MIA had been lured into the maintenance tunnels by someone she trusted, a substitute teacher who had recently been hired without a thorough background check. He had manipulated her, threatened her, and hidden her in the dark recesses of the school no one even remembered existed. She had been missing for nearly 3 days, surviving on juice boxes and crackers from her backpack. But it was Ranger who had picked up the faintest scent from a single drawing MIA had left behind in the art room. Ranger who had refused to leave the school even when Daniel was ready to call it a night. The town erupted in relief and gratitude. Candlelight vigils were held. The teacher was arrested and charged. Edison Middle School revamped its hiring policies. And as for Ranger, he became a hero. The local news ran headlines like, "K9 Miracle," Dog finds girl in locker tunnel, and German Shepherd sniffs out the truth. But what the headlines missed was the emotional undercurrent that ran deeper than the investigation. For Daniel, Ranger had once saved him from a life of bitterness and isolation. Now, together, they had saved a child. Mia's recovery was slow. She rarely spoke, even weeks after being found. But every Tuesday, she visited the precinct, just to sit with Ranger. She would brush his fur silently while Daniel sat nearby, and though no words were exchanged, healing was taking place. Then came the day MIA smiled again. It was during a community award ceremony, where Ranger was given a gold collar medallion and honored as protector of Edison. When they asked MIA to say something, the room held its breath. She stepped forward, holding the microphone with trembling hands, and said, "He didn't just find me. He made me feel safe again." Her voice cracked, but her message was clear. That moment wasn't just about a rescue. It was about restoration. As for Daniel, he continued his work with Ranger by his side. They began visiting schools, talking about safety, resilience, and the power of trust, between people and animals, between hearts that had once been broken and now beat stronger together. Reminder ribbon # if this story touched your heart, if you felt a connection to MIA, to Daniel, or to Ranger's incredible intuition, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and comment below what this meant to you. Subscribe to Justice on Paws to help us spread more real stories of bravery, healing, and the silent heroes who walk beside us on four legs. Because sometimes, the loudest cries for help come from behind closed doors. And sometimes, it takes a dog to hear them.